Welcome to Opus Health, Tampa Bay's elite medical center, where we offer dental, vision, primary care, urgent care, alternative medicine, IV therapy, and more to come. Along with wellness, weight loss, hormone replacement therapy. We are open 7 days a week. You can reach us at 813-906-6737 or opushealth.org. We are located at 912 Channelside Drive in Tampa, Florida. You can book online or email us with any questions.
All right, welcome everybody to another edition of the Florida Physique Report. This is episode number 83. Today is Tuesday, March 7th, and we are broadcasting again live from the Powerhouse Gym Athletic Club located on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, Florida. On our show this week, we've also got the results from the Lee Banks Natural Classic, which took place last weekend out in Ponte Vedra Beach, which is right by Jacksonville. That was on March 4th. This was the first contest that Lee Banks has done for the NPC, and he's hoping to make this a big show every year out of there in Jacksonville. So I was out there. We did some interviews for the contest. We did some interviews with the winners from the contest, and we've also got the results from the show. So I'm going to go over that in a second. This weekend, as I mentioned, we have the Sunshine State and CJ Classic, which will take place on March 11th, and that'll be out in West Palm Beach. CJ James is the promoter along with Frank Dalto, and along with the Sunshine State and CJ Classic, they also have the National Wheelchair Competition, which will take place on the same date, and that's a great show. I was at that show last year, and it's really inspiring to see these guys who are confined to wheelchairs. One unique thing about this competition, before each competitor comes out to pose, they tell everybody's story about what happened to them that confined them to wheelchairs. So it's really, really inspiring, and it's a great show. And as I said, these competitors come from all over the country because this is the National Wheelchair Championship. Last weekend in Columbus, Ohio was the Arnold Classic, and they had the Arnold Classic Wheelchair Championship among all the other events. Quite a few Florida competitors competing in the shows this weekend. Unfortunately, we didn't have any winners from Florida. I want to congratulate Cedric McMillan for finally winning the Arnold Classic. That's what Arnold said when he presented him with the trophy. Finally, he won. Cedric is one of Arnold's favorite competitors. I think Arnold's thought that Cedric should have won the last 3 years, and I agree with Arnold. I love Cedric's physique. I think that is the kind of physique that the judges should be rewarding. And Cedric has not only the physique, but also the personality to really take the sport to the next level. And I think if they want to promote bodybuilding to the general public, Cedric McMillan will be the guy to do it. So it was really a great contest. I'm sorry I got to miss it this year, but I will be back next year. And again, congratulations to Cedric McMillan. Hopefully he'll be back again next year to win it again for the second time. Also taking place this weekend on March 11th is the IFBB Orlando Pro and the Southern USA, which is promoted by Shannon Day and Bombshell Fitness, and that will take place in Orlando. And I will be out there this weekend to take pictures of that show and hopefully do some interviews. So we'll have the results of that contest next week, and we should have the results also of the Sunshine State and CJ Classic along with the National Wheelchair Championships next week too. I don't think we'll have any pictures from that show, because Mike Sansevero won't be at that competition either, but we will have the results for you next week. All right, let's talk about the results from the Lee Banks Natural Classic, which took place on March 4th. Not too many competitors in the show. They only had about 33 total competitors, but they did have some really good overall winners. They had a really good teen winner. His name was Trenton Gibbons. He was only 18 years old. And unfortunately, he was the only teen competitor, but he won the teen bodybuilding and the novice bodybuilding, and he's got a really good future. I hope he stays with it. In the Masters men's bodybuilding, they had another good winner, the over 40 class. His name was Hal Webb, and Hal was in excellent condition, really ripped, looked really good. And Hal also won the men's uniform bodybuilding. They had a special division for uniform competitors, which means people who serve in the military or, of course, the police department or fire department. In the figure division, the novice figure winner was KJ or Kirsten Papuga. So she was the winner in the novice figure. And the open figure, Class A, went to Samantha Feinberg. And I seen Samantha compete about 2 years ago in 2015, and she was good then, but she was much better this time. This is the best she ever looked. She was really dialed in. She was really ripped. she looked like a winner from all angles. So congratulations to Samantha on a really great comeback. And in Class C, Tiffany Thompson was the winner there, but no doubt about it, Samantha Feinberg was the overall winner in the figure open. And then moving into the women's physique, Samantha Feinberg also competed in the women's physique, and she wins Class A, and Tiffany Thompson wins Class B. But again, Samantha Feinberg was the overall winner. In the Classic Physique division, in the Masters Classic Physique over 45, the winner was Robert Zewis. And Robert Zewis was also the winner in the Open Classic Physique. He was the only competitor in that division. And they also had a Classic Physique uniform division, and that went to Gregory Whitehead. And then moving into the men's physique division, the Masters over 50 went to Edward Eng, and over 40 class went to Eric Bravo, and then Eric Bravo won the overall in the Masters men's physique. Then in the Open men's physique, the short class again went to Eric Bravo, tall class went to Luke Dinchak, and Eric Bravo again was the overall winner. So congratulations to Eric. We did a good interview with him. I think this was his first time back after a couple years, and he was really psyched up, and he's going to continue competing this year. In the men's bodybuilding division, they only had 2 competitors. The middleweight class went to Robert Zewis, who also won the Classic Physique, and the light heavyweight went to Hal Webb, who also won the Masters bodybuilding, and Hal Webb was the overall winner. And we also did a great interview with Hal after the show, so check that out in our interview section. He's been competing for quite a few years, but he hasn't competed in a while, and he actually got motivated to compete because the teen winner, Trenton Gibbons, was competing, and so he said he was going to do the show with him, and both those guys were in outstanding condition. All right, then finally moving on to the bikini division, they did have a uniform bikini, and that went to Ovachita Tervel. In the Masters bikini, the over 35 went to Delrushka Arachigi, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, but Delrushka looked really good. I seen her compete a couple times last year in Gainesville and in another competition, but she looked much, much better this time. So she wins the over 35. The over 40 Masters went to Amy Vanderhoven, and the over 50 went to Gloria Hardwick, but the overall went to Delrushka Arachigi, and she, like I said, she looked fantastic. And then moving into the open bikini, Delrushka wins Class A, Shelly Johnson wins Class B, and Ovashita Tervel wins Class C. But again, the overall went to Delrushka. And as I said, this was the best she ever looked, and I had an interesting conversation with her after the show. She said she does not use a contest prep coach. She does her own diet, she does her own training, and she's really learning what works for her body, and this was the best she ever looked. So congratulations to her, and congratulations to all the competitors. As we said, this was a natural competition. Lee Banks tested everybody using the polygraph test. So everybody in the show was tested, and everybody I talked to after the show, all the winners of each division, they all said it was very important for them to compete in this contest because they really believe in natural bodybuilding, and they want to do this contest naturally, or they want to do the sport naturally. So really important show for all these people, and hopefully Chris Challenger will have a lot of these people competing in his show this summer, because he also does a natural competition in Orlando. And Chris was also there judging for the very first time, so congratulations to Chris on that. So congratulations to Lee Banks. He guest posed. We've got the video of that on our website on floridaphysique.com, and Lee looked really good, really big. He says he's, I think, 40 or 50 pounds lighter than he used to be, but he certainly doesn't look it. He's got a great physique, and when he dials it in a little more, I think he's going to do really, really good in the pro classic physique division. He's got a lot more thickness than a lot of those guys competing in that contest. All right, so that's it for the Lee Banks Natural Classic. All right, thank you for joining us for another edition of the Florida Physique Report. Next week, we will have the results of CJ's show, the Sunshine State and CJ Classic, as well as the National Wheelchair. And I will have some pictures and the results of the IFBB Orlando Pro and the Southern USA. So have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Florida Physique Report. Take care.